Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z, my weekly live. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. If you're watching, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Even if you're watching the replay, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Stamping A to Z, for those of you who are new, is a series that I do weekly every Wednesday at noon Mountain Time here on my Facebook page, and it basically goes through all things Stampin' Up, all the products, how to use them, different ways to use them. Just like today, I'm taking our dies and I'm gonna show you how to maybe change them up a little bit and make more use out of them. I've got a couple ideas, so it's probably going to turn into a 2 or 3 part series of its own, but today we're going to look at some of the die stuff. And I know I said last week that I might not make it today because I was away till yesterday, but flights all came in, so here I am. I love doing this, so it's like my happy day. Anyways, oh, I wanted to mention that tomorrow is our 1-day free shipping day, the 15th. So if you order $100 or more, you get free shipping, and that's a big savings because they charge 11% on top of whatever your cost is, or your products cost. It's 11% after $100, so it adds up quick. So the free shipping really gives you a good, basically 11% discount. And then with the last chance sale that it's not really a sale, but there's lots of stuff on sale up to 60% off, and the clearance rack and everything, you can get some really good deals. Another way to get a really good deal right now with the free shipping is Paper Pumpkin. If you have waffled about getting Paper Pumpkin, it is the best time when it's free shipping because it makes it that much cheaper. And if you pre-purchase the either 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, it makes it just, you're saving that much more, and it makes it really affordable. I think it brings it down to like maybe $26 or $27 per month that you're paying for a kit that gives you minimum 9 cards or 9 projects. There's always, you get stamping spots, you get, you can collect your colors. They guarantee that within a year of, so if you were to subscribe for a year, you won't get the same Stampin' Spot in that year. So for 12 months it'll be different, which is kind of nice. They also have a satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it 1 month, you just contact them and they can, I believe they reimburse. I haven't had to use it, so but I have heard that they're really good about that. So anyways, if you have any questions about that, you can always let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to flip you around and we'll get started. The awkward flip here. Make sure you can see that. Find it on my iPad, so hopefully I can see what you guys are seeing, and comments. I love to hear from you if you're watching. It's always more fun when you have interaction and comments and just some input. So let me know if you're here. I'd love to hear from you. Love to meet new people. Welcome if it's your first time. All right, so like I said, we are going to be looking at how to kind of expand your dies, and it kind of came from the Ringed with Nature die, or they're called Tree Ring dies, sorry. They're the Ringed with Nature bundle. So the way these ones work is you kind of have an inside and an outside, and then I know in the past I've tried to do, like you add, say like on the snowflake, you add an extra piece of snowflake and kind of offset it to make it stand out a little bit more. So we're gonna kind of change this up a little bit. Oh, I forgot to close my door. These doggos. 1 sec, I'm gonna close the door here. They love to bark. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, but with other dies here. Oops, I'm dropping things. So here I've cut out 3 of the wreaths. So this is from the Cottage Wreath, Country Wreaths dies. Sorry, I think they're supposed to be changing things where they're keeping the names the same between the die and the stamp set, because it is so confusing when you're just talking about the dies, or vice versa, to keep track of them all. So anyways, this is the Cottage Wreath, Country Wreath dies. Did it again. I cut them out just with the same die over and over. So I used Evening Evergreen, Shaded Spruce, and Olive Green, but you could use whatever you have. And then I just have so this was my first go at this, and I put the adhesive, what do you call them? Adhesive sheets on the back of all 3. And I find it makes it a little difficult to stick it down. It might be easier with glue because you can kind of, I don't know. We're going to try this again. It was really finicky for me when I did it for the first time, and I was like, oh, I don't know if people like this. It's a little bit finicky, so it just depends kind of on your patience level. I'm not the most patient person in the world. So, and I think the part that I didn't like is that when you have the adhesive sheet, it, I don't, and maybe I could still, see if I took the time to punch everything out, it would probably make it easier. Hang on, that's the problem, is I usually just peel the back and then all these insides come out when you peel. But my issue with that is if you're sticking other things down, then it was going to stick the inside pieces down, and I didn't want that. So then I had to kind of try and do it backwards. This will be easier. So just make sure you, if you're going to use the adhesive, because normally it just pulls off when you pull the sheet off, which is nice. But if you're doing this, I guess you should remove the, this is the old brush, but there is a brush that you can put onto the Take-A-Pick tool. Or if you have 2 Take-A-Pick tools, you can have one with the brush and one with the, I think it goes on the putty end, if I remember right. So if you want to have both, then you could have 2 Take-A-Pick tools going. I don't believe that they sell the brush completely, like, with a separate handle anymore. Yeah, because this is a Sizzix. It was through Stampin' Up, but they have kind of gotten rid of all the Sizzix products and went with a different manufacturer. So they have it made for their own stuff now. So okay. Yeah, I totally should have figured this out, that, yeah, I was avoiding sticking it down the way I wanted to stick it down because I didn't want these pieces to get stuck. But silly me didn't even think to remove them. All right. Otherwise, I would have done this in advance, not to torture you guys. Okay. That's not too bad. Not too torturous. Okay, so now we have the 3 of them with no pieces. So I'm going to leave my top piece as a solid wreath, and then the other pieces you have to cut, because like I showed you with the snowflake, if you simply offset it, you have some stuff sticking out and then some stuff on the inside. So you want the outline of the different colors all the way around the outside. So in order to do that, you have to cut your wreath into pieces. And now I do suggest figuring out which way is what first. So you might even have to like number your pieces or something. They're fairly easy to find. There's 2 pieces here that have like 2 leaves stuck together. So I kind of always look for those ones and then go, okay, that goes here. So then I know kind of where it's at, and then I'll do the same for this one. Okay, I know it goes here. So we'll keep them all upright the same way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here. And then you want to kind of go halfway, but since there's leaves there, I'm just going to go on the outside of the leaves. But I still want to make sure I'm always keeping my wreath upright so that I know where it goes. And again, you kind of have to choose a spot in the leaves that works to cut it. I'm going to try quarters. Last time I did it in half, and that for sure didn't work. But like I said, it was because I was having such issues trying to stick it together without having taken out the extra pieces, and I was all flustered. Okay, so we've got that in 4. Now, the other thing is you probably want to cut this one the exact same way so that it looks the same. So you want to, before you start sticking things together, you want to cut it so that you cut it in the same spot, which would be here. And then this one ended up getting cut here. And then this one. Why? Oh no. Oh, don't tell me I did this wrong. I cut it in the wrong spot. Well, I guess we'll see how that goes. Like I say, I always am the one to mess it up, and then you guys know how to fix it or what not to do. So it's like I do it on purpose, but really I don't. Okay, so I'm taking my first piece, and don't do like me and mess up where you put it. Now, I want it to go towards the outer, like not on the inside, but on the outside. I don't know if you can see that. Oops. Oh, dum-dum. I took off the wrong sticky part. I was supposed to take off this sticky part. Now I've got it all sticky. My brain, I was so tired this morning. I woke up and then I fell back to sleep. And then I made myself get up. And now I've rotated everything, so I gotta make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, so don't remove your inner pieces if you're using the adhesive sheets. Okay, come on. See, it's much harder now that I've got the sticky off of both. And that's what I was doing before because I didn't want to stick I hadn't taken it apart. So, and you can see it kind of gets hard. So it's better, the more you can cut it, the better off you are. So if you can cut it into 6 pieces, it's probably even better, but we'll see if we can make this work as best as possible. So we're going to try and bring it so that it's on the outside again. that one worked. It's a smaller piece. And it's much easier when you don't take the sticky off too early. I only have sticky on one. Hopefully you guys are, I have it angled at a bad angle, but it's hard to see. And oh, I was supposed to have it to the outside too. Oh well, good enough. Oops. And then this one. There. So it's pretty good. If I show you onto the white, you can see it kind of all comes around on the same side of the wreath. Like it's not one side to the other. Then we start again. We find our spot with the two leaves stuck together, which are here. So this one starts here. So then, since I already have one peeled, I may as well start with that one. And we're just gonna go and do the same thing again. Except for the leaves, when it hits, it's almost like it doesn't like turning at this point because it has a hard time. I'm actually going, so what you can do is you can tear it and then just start again so that it's lined up better. So if you don't want to cut it into 6 pieces, you can just kind of tear it as you go. And then I have to peel this piece here since I had cut it differently. Don't peel the cardstock. Okay. And we'll stick this piece down here. Okay, we're probably gonna have to keep peeling the whole way around because I made that little mistake, but that's okay. Okay, and then this one gets peeled. And then, what? Oh, I grabbed the wrong piece. Like, what the heck is that? Didn't recognize it. Actually, that's too much. Let's go. Okay. And then one more. So if you take out the inner pieces that don't always come out when you die cut, especially when you use the adhesive sheets, this is much easier than me being lazy and not taking them out. Much easier. So much easier when you take the time to do things right. Okay, so then I have this wreath and it really now pops I don't think I had a card with a single wreath. I don't have it handy. But anyways, and then you just stick it down. So you would once again peel all these off. Well, I won't stick it down here. I'll just show you the finished. So here I stuck it down and I just added some pearls, and the same has it has the bow for the stamped image, but it also has a bow on its own. Oh, hi Yolande. So you could tie a bow if you wanted to use ribbon. I used the deckled rectangle dies to cut the basic white, stamped the Merry Christmas, which is from the Lights Aglow, the Brightest Glow set, which is a really great holiday greeting set. and then I just stuck it all together. But doesn't it pop so much more than just one flat wreath? And it's a different look too. I do have a wreath handy that has, so there's another die in here that cuts out just the leaves and it pops. So here we try to do kind of the same, give it more texture, but by changing the colors, it really makes it pop. So then if you put the layer, the bigger layer that just kind of has the leaves come up, you could really have some good texture going on. So that's just a slightly varied version of using your wreath die. Next is this next one is perfect for this technique. It is using the snowflakes from the Lights Aglow. Let me see what the dies are called, because you know, never named the Twinkling Lights dies. So it has the Christmas tree and the snowflake and then a bunch of other little pieces. You can cut out the tree and the snowflake as a solid snowflake or a solid tree, or you can cut these out separately and just have them as imprints, kind of like it would just be a big imprint of the snowflake inside a card. So there's a lot, or you can do a big tree, which I've done. I've showed you many of these before, but I'm going to use the snowflake for this because it's perfect, being that it's symmetrical and it has perfect cut lines, I realized as I was going. So we've got, this one is, so I only put the adhesive sheet on my top piece. This is the Glimmer paper, which I believe is still available. It's in the mini catalog. It's the Real Red and White Glimmer paper. So I'm pretty sure you can still get your hands on that. Then we are going to layer, but if you know, so I started out thinking, okay, I'm just going to cut it in half and then it'll be perfectly, it'll be the same on either side. But then I realized it isn't the same on either side because you're missing, like, again, it's pulling it all. So like this snowflake and this snowflake are missing it on the sides. So then I thought, okay, well, these have even more lines. So let's go into 6, which all you have to do is follow the dots on the, in the die, and it's, you don't even need a ruler. You don't need to make yourself cut lines. It's all done for you with the die. I won't cut this one yet because I'll probably move the pieces around and lose them. So like I said, I didn't do the adhesive sheet just because I had so much troubles with the wreaths. But now that I find it is harder to get, like, especially when there's so many little pieces, it's harder to get them out with the adhesive sheet. So I just thought, because I can't peel them all before to go, I just did the one. So here we're going to peel. And if you notice, watch, it won't work. Knowing my luck. So as you peel it, all the little dots and everything come out. Not all everything always comes out, but most everything comes out. And then you just have a few little pieces left to get out afterwards. So there's, so you can see all the little dots pull off as you go. There's just a few. Where's my take a pick tool? And obviously I'm not going to do, actually it's not too bad. these triangles for some reason. I must have pieces stuck in my die or something because none of them seem to cut well today, and I've never noticed that being an issue before. So sometimes if you've got like on these little delicate or intricate, I should say, dies, sometimes your paper, if you don't clean them out, they can get kind of gunked with pieces of paper, and then when you go to cut, it doesn't cut as deep because there's all these pieces of paper inside. So it'll still cut, but it'll be almost more like it's embossing because it doesn't have enough of a groove anymore to cut through. So you just have to punch the little pieces out. Not a big deal. Okay, so now I have my sticky top part of my snowflake, and I just want to start adding my pieces. So I'm just gonna, I just want it to go, I don't want to see like the holes necessarily, but oops, you want to add enough of it that it's a good amount of color that you're adding from each of your colors here. So here I'm adding Tahitian Tide, and the darker one is Starry Sky. And just go around. And it actually gives it such a pretty look. With the wreath, it's just hard because it's not even and it's not symmetrical. So it's harder to find that point where to cut it. So it's easier to do this if you have a die that is symmetrical and has places you can cut it. I think it's so symmetrical that I messed up where I was putting it in terms of the order, and it still works because it is all the same. So you can lose track of things and mess things around, and it doesn't really matter. So now I've got, so you can see like that just adds a whole new level of snowflake. Then we're going to add another level of snowflake. So as you saw before, you can do it with the adhesive sheets. It's totally doable as long as you make sure all your little intricate details are out. You can tell I still left some holes. It just depends how exact you want it to be. So then I just came in and I took my glue, and here there's a big spot where you can add glue, and then I added glue on each of the snowflakes and then a little bit on top here. Like so. Okay, why? Oh, there we go. I had no comments coming in. Okay, so then you can do it from the back because you can kind of see how much you're adding. What I did was I kind of added it from the back and then flipped it over and made sure I had it where I want it. That's one. And then, so if we're going clockwise, but like we saw, it doesn't matter if you don't get it exact because it's all symmetrical and works out. Here we go. Another one. Oops. And sometimes I forget there's glue on the back and stick my hand in it. But if you follow the way that you're going, you've covered the glue. So usually you're pretty good. And then here you've got your beautiful snowflake. And then I just, I embossed a piece of basic white with the wintry, is it wintry? I think this is back ordered right now, but it's from the annual catalog. So you'll still be able to get it. If you don't already have it, it's just back ordered. And then let me show you the finished one, if I can find it. So this one I sprayed this piece with some Tahitian Tide. I put some Tahitian Tide in a spritzer with some alcohol and I sprayed it because the alcohol dries quicker. And then I just rubbed the edges to distress it, added the snowflake. So this one's on blue. I think it pops even more on white. So just depending on the look that you're going for, you could do either. And then I just added some white embossing powder. And this circle is also from the same suite, only it's from the other set of dies. The label's a glow die. So this was a big suite that had 2 dies, 2 stamp sets, and paper and all sorts of stuff. But this is nice because it kind of has the labels that cut out the greetings. So this greeting is from this one as well, just like my other one. So yeah, it really pops the snowflake up compared to like I said. So they're like, this is what it ends up looking like with just offsetting it. And then here's just a flat one. So even if if you do this with a white or a cream or something behind it, just like this one, it would pop so much more and give it a whole new look. So those are my cards that I have for you today. So it's the snowflake and the, wherever it went, the wreath, the Christmas wreath with stepped up die cutting, I guess. I thought about it. I mentioned that I got an early birthday present and it's the Brothers Scan and Cut. And so I was wondering, I could probably just scan the original die cut and then set it to make outlines bigger. But I think this is pretty cool. Even with it cut, and like it just gives it that much more texture. Thanks, Yolande. Yeah, so those are the cards. Don't forget, free shipping tomorrow, only tomorrow. Usually it starts at midnight and goes till midnight. They are really bad. I pretty much guarantee you won't get it for Christmas. They got so backlogged December 1st with the last chance items in the clearance rack. I put in my pre-order for the new catalog on the 2nd in the morning, and it just got shipped yesterday. I was a little upset, but yeah, I don't know if they're starting to catch up now, but it is definitely taking way longer than it usually does. So just be forewarned, if you want to order for the free shipping, it will take a while to get to you, probably after Christmas, depending where you are, of course. Free shipping. I know, I'm a little perturbed because I put in a huge order and then it only shipped yesterday, and then they said, oh, there's free shipping. So yeah, if there's anything more on your list, you can take advantage of the free shipping, but it's only for orders over $100. So if you want to combine, you can let me know. If you have a few things you want to order, I can add it to my order that I put in tomorrow, and you can get it that way if you're local. If you need it shipped to you, unfortunately, if you have a friend, you can you can get in with your friends and put an order in if you don't have $100 worth of stuff. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed those. I'd love to see if you try it out. Hi, Marcy. I just finished. You'll have to watch the replay. I wish you would have come on earlier. Anyways, yeah, watch the replay. Glad you're here watching. These are really fun. I'm pretty sure you have dies, so you can do that. Yeah, so have a great rest of your week. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and do one next week. We'll see. And I will let you know, but most likely I'm going to try because the next week after I think will be on a plane, so that won't work so good. Yeah, so have a great rest of your week. Not Merry Christmas yet, but have fun if you're having Christmas parties and whatever. Hopefully it's warm. Take care. See you next week. Bye.